Welcome to Overdrive AF, the official podcast of Overdrive Fitness. My name is Teddy Gerzon, and I'm joined by Gina Marie Gerzon.
Hello, everybody.
As always with us, Destroyer, putting it together for us.
What's up?
And Titan and Brejol are in attendance today. All right, as far as roll check on the roll count on the Cats, we've got Panther, Drifter running around somewhere. Don Corleone's in and out. I think Abracadabra left the building. Swagger's probably in the massage office.
I think he went for a bathroom break.
All right. So, yeah, another awesome, beautiful, gloomy day on a Saturday in New York.
Beautiful, gloomy.
Yeah. Not as cold as you'd think it would be, though.
Definitely
Right.
not. But about as cold as the Knicks shooting percentage right now.
That's true.
Yeah, so
After that hot start.
since the last episode, they've lost, I think, 4 straight, maybe 5.
I love seeing it. I love to see how hyper they got over nothing.
They were definitely overachieving, so I was very proud of that. But I guess you could say Brooklyn took the cake as far as getting the attention away from the Knicks in New York. So they have now created a super team, but there's only one basketball played with on the court at one time. So let's see how that happens.
I'm not
works out.
particularly confident in that. I was really scared when that news dropped.
And you lost your entire future.
Yeah, it traded all your young players, all your defense, and all your draft picks for James Harden, 20 pounds overweight.
For one guy, yeah.
For one guy.
For one cancer.
Yep.
That doesn't play defense.
Right.
So this is great.
Yet.
So this will be exciting. Exciting also to see how you can blend a great shooter that's coming off a huge injury, an overweight offensive threat that doesn't play defense, with a flat earther point guard.
Who's missing right now?
Yes, who he went MIA because he just doesn't want to play. So that's awesome. I mean, I want to go MIA and not give a fuck and still get paid millions of dollars for it.
Yeah, I remember they broke it down as they were reporting on him, and they said that he makes $406,889 per game this season.
Kyrie Irving?
Kyrie Irving.
Chump change.
But he's still getting paid even though he's not playing.
Well, he's going to have to, for any games he starts missing now, he's going to have to give that money back to the team.
Well, don't they get
So it's like
weekly
$5.
checks for per game? Like, let's say they played 3 games and
Yeah,
isn't something like that?
I think so.
I know in the NFL, you get a check every week after the game, that
Yeah,
Monday.
I'm pretty
or
sure
whatever.
it's the same thing. But however much more he misses, he has to give that money back. So that could be millions of dollars if it's even just 4 games.
Wow.
What an asshole.
Hey, he could donate it to charity.
Yeah. Okay. The Flat Earther Fund.
Just saying.
Spread it all around the globe.
Do some good out there.
So
Use that talent for a good cause.
that's not very woke, Gina.
2021.
So speaking of basketball, how's your jump shot been going, and how many miles did you cover last week?
I have to assume the jump shot's pretty rusty. It was a little rainy and cold this week. I didn't get to get out, but hopefully in the next day or two is supposed to be a bit warmer, so I can get out and get back to it, because I do believe that the Nets have an open roster spot now.
Oh, yeah.
Today they need to sign a free agent, so we'll see. I definitely have the speed covered. I got in 18 miles again this week.
Awesome.
So trying to stay on track.
That's what's up.
Yeah, the weigh-in wasn't quite as good as I had wanted it to be on Monday. A little bit up in fat, plateauing at muscle.
Okay.
Not sure what happened, but
How were your calories there yesterday? I'm just looking this week.
my calories, I tried to keep them in check as best I could, but yesterday was pizza night at the house. So,
Okay.
I tried to balance it out, though, have a very small breakfast and lunch.
It's
so
all
I could go
good.
hard.
And this is this is what we continue to focus on is allowing for that balance, maintaining that enjoyable aspect, right? We're still getting the pizza in and we're still working hard in our workouts. We're still eating our veggies, getting our protein.
Yeah.
You know, eating till we're satisfied and not overly full.
Yeah.
Like creating and maintaining good habits.
Yes. I think that this week the calories throughout the week were much healthier than they were the week before. So.
And that's all good. You're still holding like 3% down in your
Yeah.
body fat.
Yeah. Regardless, it's
I mean,
way better than where I was when I started.
That's
so
solid.
any little bump is part of it.
And
yes.
you've gained muscle through this cutting phase, if you want to call it like more of a leaning out phase.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you've lost 3% body fat and you're maintaining it, and you've lost a couple pounds, which is great too, but it like your lean mass has gone up, your skeletal muscle mass has gone up. Like, this is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're talking about adding in more workouts on certain days, so hopefully that muscle can go up even higher.
Yes, definitely.
This is all
Right?
done.
And you're getting your sleep, right?
Yep.
And now you're back at school.
Yeah.
So a little bit more stress, right? We're adding more stress into the mix too.
Yeah.
So we're trying to focus on, again, continuing to balance
Yep.
life.
Yeah. But I think it's
So-
going well.
Yeah, I think so too.
How's school going?
Well, currently it's just an intersession course, so it's just the one class, but condensed into 3 weeks. So, it's
F
not
that.
bad. It's
Really?
really like pushing yourself into the deep end after not learning anything. Well, not learning nothing, but not taking a course for over a year. So it's been an interesting process, and I've never taken a class online either. And this is just online. There's not even any like Zoom lecture or anything. It's
Oh,
just
really?
like, here's your assignments, go figure it out. So it's been an interesting process, but the class is pretty fun, pretty basic stuff. It's like a communications business course. So the first week was like writing emails.
Okay.
And this week was public speaking, and I've taken 3 public speaking courses
Oh, you have?
before, so
That's
So this is light.
yeah, it's a refresher for me at least.
okay.
But it's good to get back in the groove. I think.
Yeah. It's solidifying that foundation, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you have to record yourself and submit those?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to also when I did public speaking, except we submitted a little known artifact known as a VHS. So that's how long ago that was. So yeah, that was a fun class. That was
Yeah.
good. Got a lot out of that. A lot that I actually use in life.
Yeah, I mean, I think in terms of useful college courses that are more general, public speaking is probably on the higher end of that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I feel like if a lot more people were required to take that, even in high school, there would be a lot less sliding into DMs
yes.
and better communication throughout the world.
I
Just
agree.
saying.
I concur.
I may be theorizing here, but I have a strong feeling about being right about that.
Yeah. Oh, it's big.
So, moving on. This week we are going to speak about
What as we get older, specifically with women. So I think women in their 40s, and then their hormones, because we all got them, and sometimes, we have women. We have our, I would say, our age range for our females is anywhere between, for our adults is 20s into their 50s and 60s, right? Wouldn't you say so?
Mm-hmm.
But I think we have a strong population of females in their early 30s and then 40s and then into their 50s. So I do get questions like this because we deal with strength training, nutrition, habits, getting people back into the groove. How can I make good changes in my life? So I think a major question, big question mark for the females is in their 30s and 40s, just like with when I guess we all hit puberty, we start to, it's almost like that prepubescent time to pubescent time. Those hormonal factories like literally just kind of turn on and start shooting those hormones out. And all of a sudden things just kind of start to happen, and everything starts to happen in bursts. It's the same thing with females and males. Specifically with females, everything can start to happen in bursts. All of a sudden, women are coming up to me and saying, "Oh my God, I'm not sleeping. I'm waking up in the middle of the night. Why am I waking up in a pool of sweat in the middle of the night? Why am I having all these quote unquote hot flashes? I feel like I'm a furnace and then I'm freezing. I'm not recovering as well, Gina, I don't understand. Why am I growing all of a sudden this spare tire around my middle?" And this is the men too, but we're talking about females again. Why am I having, like, all of a sudden I'm getting these headaches, and my period is off, and or it's really painful, I'm bleeding, that kind of thing. They're afraid to ask their doctor, which again is a great source of information. But I think on our end, because we do so much good for the population in regards to strength training and nutrition, helping to balance those hormones and balance your bodies out as much as possible naturally that we could do. So in your 30s and 40s, your hormones start to shift a little bit. All those different hormones start to slowly decline. And it's not a steady decline necessarily. Sometimes it tends to happen just like in bursts. With our hormones, when we start to grow and become adults, in men and women, they can kind of decline in bursts. So the feeling, maybe blood pressure changes, or all of a sudden I feel really bloated, or I'm not using the restroom as much, or whatever. It's all these wonderful things that start to happen, and all these questions that keep coming at me with the females. So I feel like it's important that we address them today. All of those things. What we can do here, I think, helping the females out in the sense of getting that strength training in. So a minimum of 3 times a week, getting some form of strength training. That'll help to balance the hormones out. Hormones like your estrogen, your progesterone, and your testosterone start to become a little bit kind of wonky, up and down, all over the place. And that level-headedness is not there as much. Your hydration, so strength training at least 3 times a week, 3 to 5 times a week, with our hormone changes too, and naturally with females, whether they're heading into puberty and then still growing into adulthood, that strength training is extremely important for your bone density, your muscle mass, in regards to your joint lubrication too, so getting that movement in, allowing for those hormones to produce, keeps you more level-headed, keeps your mood more even keel. That irritability that sometimes women will experience around their period and during these changes, again, we're spitting out all those good hormones like testosterone, progesterone, estrogen, all that good stuff within our cycle. The strength training can help. The nutrition end, getting yourself back into those habits of eating your portions of vegetables and fruits, getting your lean protein in, your healthy fats. Your healthy fats are so important for your hormone production. And again, balancing those hormones out, especially during those times of the month for females, and of course for males too, but again, specifically for females. Getting your calcium and your vitamin D, getting out in the sun, getting that long run in, sunlight specifically between that 10 and 2 time. Now that we don't get as much sunlight right now because it is the winter. Speak to your doctor about supplementation, that kind of stuff. I would love to talk a little bit about the supplements that we do have here at Prestige Labs. Along with the strength training and nutrition, The things like our essential fatty acid, your multivitamin, and what is it called again, Teddy? The Bulletproof Vitality. We have, what else? I'm just trying to think. The Burn AM for those stubborn fat areas, specifically around your midsection. So a nice complement of your strength training, your nutrition, and that healthy supplementation to help kind of work those areas. Using methods of stress reduction. So maybe getting up in the morning for 5 minutes, set your timer. Maybe use the Breathe app on your phone. If there's a guided visualization that you like to do first thing in the morning, maybe sometime in the afternoon or at night before you go to bed, to help release that serotonin, which is also going to help you sleep. Getting your carbohydrates in, a little bit of carbohydrate before you go to bed to help release that serotonin and help you sleep into the night. Speaking of sleep, we have the Sleep Multiplier by Prestige Labs, which has a fabulous blend of ingredients that'll help knock you out fast and help you sleep deep into the night and allow you to feel refreshed in the morning. Our hormones, like our thyroid hormone, as we age too, becomes less efficient and it doesn't function quite as well. I don't care how active you were as a teenager and even into your 20s. As we get older, things start to need a little bit of a kick. So the Sleep Multiplier will absolutely give you that kick. Remember, your sleep is your time for recovery. It'll allow you to produce those good hormones as you sleep with the specific ingredients in it. Especially for females, you'll notice that, and then men too, the hormones will decline as we age. It doesn't allow you to recover quite as quickly. So getting in that strength training and allowing yourself to rest, getting in your mobility exercises, which we do include in our training here, which is very, very important. Getting in some yoga, maybe getting in some morning stretching or nighttime stretching if you follow a routine at night. We have some great mobility work on our app as well. Working on your breathing, nasal breathing, inhale, exhale. All of those things will help you to recover. Sometimes we tend to develop food sensitivities or intolerances as we get older just because of the natural cycle of life. Start to, keep a food diary, keep those things in check by listening to your body, including more fruits and vegetables, being mindful of the things that are maybe bothering you, giving you a little bit of indigestion, an upset stomach, maybe some heartburn. Can we switch some things out? Try some new foods and see if those work or they're more tolerable for you. Getting in that balance of protein, carb, and fat. That'll help to keep you fuller longer. And hydration. Hydration is a must here. Most of us walk around dehydrated. That'll help with your recovery as well. What else did I want to talk about? We don't absorb nutrients as efficiently as we get older, men and women. So again, there is a digestive enzyme, I think, we have the last minute cleanse you can take even as a daily cleanse, and even in the Burn AM and PM, there is a digestive enzyme in there as well that'll help the food to be absorbed and move more efficiently through your body, as well as keep your blood sugar level, which is extremely important as we get older too, because we don't process sugars as well. It's a lot of things to think about. I don't know, I feel like I've covered so much in a short period of time.
No, that definitely was a lot.
Oh my God. We might need to break it down. Maybe in
Well, that's a you basically just laid out the overview of like what's going on, what prompted a lot of people to reach out to you so far. Not even just recently, but in general, like through the years, right? In regards to these issues, that have caused red flags. Now, you could break it down even simpler. So, what would be someone's first? What are some of the signs that a woman would start to see and realize that might prompt her to reach out?
Well, most recently, I think what has come to my attention is people. So when we're not sleeping as well through the evening. So if we lay our head down on the pillow, we might get to sleep. Say, I'm just giving you some feedback from some of the members, but those clients are able to put their head on the pillow and fall asleep, but waking up in the middle of the night, or waking up maybe drenched in sweat because of the hormone change, the sudden drop of hormones or increase in hormones, the skin flushing, that kind of thing, waking up almost in a panic sometimes because of the hormone shift, the sudden hormone shift. It's not gradual, just like with when we hit puberty or when we're kind of heading into puberty, it's literally like bursts of hormones flooding the system. Sometimes heart palpitations too, that can happen with the flood of hormones, boys and girls, men and women, puberty, and then again as we age. So I think so getting in your strength training and getting your food in check, that'll help with reducing your stress, so we're releasing more really good hormones, and then it'll allow you to sleep better. The strength training is what's going to help you keep more even keel throughout the day too. Talk about managing stress, being able to kind of breathe in and out of situations, and then people are noticing, okay, well, let's look at your nutrition. Well, maybe not eating McDonald's every day, or if we're going to have it, maybe we'll have it once a week. Let's start incorporating some fruits and vegetables. Maybe some beans and some avocado and some things that are going to help bring out those good hormones in females, right? So we have those protective vegetables, like those cruciferous vegetables, the green ones, mostly the green ones, Brussels sprouts and broccoli and kale and things like that help to kind of balance out those female hormones, if you want to talk about that. More plant foods. So the things that grow from the ground, grow out of the ground, sprout roots and branches, things like that. And hydrating. And then getting your essential fatty acids in. I think those 3 things are solid. Getting that in check first.
Now, what would be the first step for somebody that someone needs to take in order to seek consultation advice from you?
Oh, well, they need to call the gym. They would either call Overdrive, or they would send a message through our DM on the Overdrive Instagram account. They can email us at info@overdrivefitnessny.com. Right? Is that correct? I'm just making sure.
Sorry, I thought I heard a cat or something like that real quick.
He's just stretching out.
Oh, yeah, no, I thought something happened. That's why I was like, what the hell? Yeah, Twitter, Instagram, @ODFitnessNY, or reach us on our website, overdrivefitnessny.com. So, awesome. I mean, like, obviously, this isn't something that we're just making up as an issue. This is a real life concern for women, right? So that's why they've reached out to us. That's why we felt the need to bring it up in a podcast episode.
Right. I mean, I would still suggest that they go speak to their doctor, their OBGYN, or just to get the more of the medical end of what's going on. And I'm sure that, and I've heard this too from the members here, that my OBGYN said that I really need to speak to someone who knows about nutrition, who can help me get kind of like my exercise regimen in check, my nutritional end in check. Those are 2 major components in this process that you will feel successful and you will feel the benefit. So how can we make positive changes without seeking other interventions? The natural approach. How can our body work more efficiently? Like, what can we do to make it work more efficiently? And almost, in a sense, say, like, embrace the natural changes that happen. Like aging gracefully. And those changes, even for men too, they can start to happen in their 20s, which is rare, but 30s even. And again, not as prevalent. When those things start to happen, that could be a genetic predisposition. Could it be trauma to the brain? Could it be other factors added in, extreme stress, environmental changes? Like, all those things are factors. But most of the time, I think both men and women start to experience these things, starting in their maybe late 30s, early 40s, and maybe beyond that. And it can take quite a number of years to finally hit that end stage. Or for men, I think it's more of an andropause, and then for women, it's more of like a menopause. So.
Cool. Anything else to add to that? I mean, covered a lot.
I know. I'm sorry. That was.
Why are you apologizing?
Just really.
No, it's a great overview.
It's like a brain dump.
Yeah, no, but it's great because, we're kind of just letting everybody know, especially the women that listen or that even want to share this with other people, issues like this happen more often than not, right? And it's not the end of the world, right? It's, if you feel like you're in a rut, it's temporary. You can definitely get out of it and move forward. But, it's like any type of slump, especially in sports. If you do nothing to get yourself out of it, then you'll always stay in it, right? So if you're in a shooting slump or a hitting slump, right, you're not going to get out of it by not shooting and not hitting, right? You still got to take your shots. Maybe you got to reassess the way that you're approaching everything. And sometimes the simplest changes outside of your personal experience and knowledge and consulted with a professional can really get you back on the right track. And that's why we're, I guess if you want to even say, educating and trying to enlighten everybody in the fact that we can help you, right? So it's as simple as that. If you feel like, to our female listeners, if you feel like this is something that you would like help with, or someone may want help with this, then again, you can easily reach us at info@overdrivefitnessny.com. That's how you can email us. Slide into our DMs on Twitter and Instagram at odfitnessny. Or I guess you can comment on the YouTube videos when these drop, or even on Instagram or Facebook, all right? But, you can always call us also, 845-613-7262, and, ask for Gina. All right? Anything else?
We got it.
All right, so looking forward to hearing your update from last week. We said that we had a 6-week Kickstart transformation, and we were only limited to, I think it was down to 4. So as of the end of this week, because we're filming on a Saturday, and from the last podcast that we filmed, we only have one more spot left open for that until the current people on that run up. Then we can start taking on new in-person members for 6-week Kickstart transformations. However, if you still want to work with us online, right, do your workouts on your own, come in, we'll check you for your nutrition and change your plans up, and then you work on your own, basically like what Destroyer's doing and his mother's doing. Again, same means of communication as far as reaching out to us. All right, so that's all I believe that we have for this week. It's a lot of information. I would probably, if you're a female that's interested in working with us with these specific issues, re-listen and re-watch this episode. There's a lot of knowledge in it. Okay? What? It's a lot. So we'll catch you guys next week on another episode of Overdrive AF.